The SPY's got off to a good start, holding above 243. In the final hour, basically just a sell program got flipped on. Took us back to build the gap, went back to the closing price from Friday. So this morning we're gapping up kind of in the middle of Monday's range, above 242.5. So we'll look for some resistance in the 243 area on that. IWM was a bit different. It really caught a strong bid. We've been watching this area right here for a while. We went up $1 from there. Even spiked as high as 42.5. Closed at 42. Now we're gapping down this morning, so perhaps some strange action because of the holiday and head traders from firms not around. So as the SPY's gapping up this morning, IWM is gapping down. It looks like it's legit. It doesn't look like it's a dividend. Based on my platform saying it's down. The exact amount that it's trading down. My platform would adjust if there was a dividend. It's supposed to. So in 140.85 to 141.20 support. It's very messy. We start to see some closes above 142. We'll look for that move to 144, 145 we started talking about a while ago. And the Q's chart is messed up on eSignal. Yeah, so we can't even really. Let's go to the daily. This is showing some vulnerability, and I think we're seeing that with the with some of the leading technology momentum names, and we'll get to that. But after I put in a top, it had this hard down day. We looked to short the retracement, made the lower low, gap up to 142 about a week ago, was sold, and the next day hard downtrend day. Took out the pullback low from the top.
Redbook U.S. retail sales first 5 weeks was
U.S.
$7.7.
retail sales for the 2.7%.
We took out this low here, but we have this May 17th low, 136. So 136 to 136.20. That's going to be the next spot. And below there, there's really, there's not a lot. It's basically we gapped up from 133 to 134. And if some of these larger cap tech names are going to come off to their longer term support, you're looking at this, and I guess I had highlighted this area previously from us coming down to this area here, which would be a very nice spot to buy longer term, put on some options positions, etc. All right, so the first one is NVIDIA. They announced a partnership with Baidu this morning. Let's go to the 30-minute. So this thing went crazy. I mean, this went vertical from 48 to 68 in a couple of days, and got hammered. Citron said this, came out and said he was shorting it. Very quickly came off 25 points in a couple of days. We played it for a bounce there. It made a couple of higher lows. It did bounce back up to 160, but that's a lower high on the daily. And you can see it's now making a series of lower highs. So we could be looking at, this has a deeper pullback. Looking at the first mid 130s and then high 120s. This is getting steep as well. But anytime that something starts to turn like this on the daily, you have a lower high and you start to see a series of lower highs, you love when positive news comes out because the pops generally get sold now that people see the sellers are in control. So you short it. In this case, recently 44, I think I put that on the sheet, 42 and 44 as potential resistance spots. So you have 44 in the pre-market. It bounced below 50s. It came down there again the next day. Bounce came down there again. And the bounces got shallower and it broke through on. It's actually a pretty good technical short setup on Monday. I took out that 144. It came off another at $5, $5.50. So you look this morning. You can see on Monday when it broke through the 40, see the first time it touched it, it actually bounced off it. Second time, held, and then had your down leg. From 140, it bounced up to 141.80s. So that's why I put 42 as our first potential resistance. And then 44 is the real spot where it broke down from. If it got up to this area here, buying next Friday's, I don't know, 136 puts, let's say, would be a pretty good play. I think the price should come down on them. It's already Wednesday, so it's only 7 trading days away. So that's my thought there. And obviously, we could look to short it as well from a day trading standpoint. And then we got to look at Baidu, the other side of the partnership. Let's look at Baidu's daily. Now this is going to be different. Although it's a momentum technology name, it is Chinese, so it's going to have its own patterns based on the market over there. What it looks like to me, and I haven't traded this in a while, is you're getting a wedge here. Put in its top. It was in this uptrend here. And so good news, gapping up. Better, you want that. In terms of the daily, if this actually fails up here in the 180s, you see it break below, let's say 172, very easily be looking at a move to 160 to 156. So that's the longer time frame for today. And look how messy it's been up here in the high 180s. First time I got up there, I got almost to 190. Came off quick $15. Made the new high, and then came off $10. Made the new high, and then came off $16. So this is just really nasty up here. Probably the easiest thing to do is if it gets up to above 188 is to buy some 180 puts. It seems like whenever it spikes above 188 to 190, it comes off pretty hard to the 170s. Bull 174, one bull 176. Capped up this day here, came back, tested it. I was looking at this in terms of on the short side today. What I'd want to see is some failure here. You can play this range, 188 to 184, 85. It's a pretty good range to start with. And then if it actually starts to consolidate near the top or bottom of this range and breaks, you can make that trade as well. It's a tough stock to trade. The spread gets pretty wide. That's why I did in the video first. And then Tesla, we've traded this a bunch of times. This one is $25 off the high from Monday right now. Quite a couple of downgrades. I think after the close on Monday, they announced production was slow for last quarter. Now look, everything is about Model 3. Musk said they're going to ramp this thing up over the next 4 or 5 months to 20,000 units a month. Looking at the analyst reports, no one actually believes it. I think Cowen had 69,000 in Model 3 sales for next year, and Musk is talking about doing, averaging over 20,000 units per month next year. So that those numbers don't comport at all. We're talking about 200 to 400,000 units maybe next year, even though Musk said 500,000. The Cowen analyst is saying 65,000. Something's got to give there. Goldman also did a downgrade. They lowered their target from 190 to 180. So remember, these analysts all have targets. not all of them, but most of them have targets down in the 200 to 180 area. And so you have to take it with a little bit of a grain of salt. Their targets are below where it's been, even below where it like broke out from in April. So their targets are down here. Now, I said earlier that some of these momentum names are showing signs of short-term tops. Obviously, Tesla has been the strong. I mean, NVIDIA and Tesla both the strongest stocks in the market. Tesla did go up $100 after that first week in April breakout. It did fail to break out above 380 here recently a few times, and now put in lower highs in the low 370s. And so it's a pretty wide consolidation range. Let's call it from, it's like $40 range here. I think playing it on the short side, if it's holding below 350, not bad. You might walk into a move into the low 340s. Let's see, so far, bottom of the pre-market 347, down to $2.50. So you have something to work with here, like on the open. If it starts to consolidate below 350, then starts to consolidate below, let's say 349, then breaks below here, you'd make like a $2 to $3 play on the short side, on the downside. Until it had some like massive kind of panic flush, then like $2 reversal and stabilization, I'd be more focused on the short side. So that's that on the tech, and then I only put CARA on here. Give me a little bit of trouble Monday morning overshooting to the upside. We were shorting it into 17, into 1730. Almost stopped me out. It came off $1 pretty quickly. The rest of the day, let's put this in perspective. So sold off hard versus the bad drug news. Closed at the lows, so we thought short the pop on the open. Maybe it'll take out that 15, test the longer term support. Dip buyers came in. This is pretty good volume here. But they just overshot. Above $17 was too much. And then the rest of the day was bought in the low 16s. I tried to roll over here. It was bought at 16, then held a little bit higher. Certainly nothing wrong with buying this into 16, 16, 15, this area right here. And treat this area as, these are kind of two resistance spots. And now the 16 to 1620 is support. If it breaks down, it gets below 16 again, I would be playing it to the last week's low, looking to make the trade to the long-term support. If it actually continues to get accumulated here in the low 16s and breaks above 17, I'd look to see if we can have a larger bounce. That's it. When things get slow like this, kind of around a weird holiday time, I always encourage you to look at Radar. Radar is the 5th or 6th button down in real time. It has a picture of a radar screen. At 10 o'clock, see what's on the list, top 10, 15 names, strong and weak, punch them up, see if they had strong opening drives and pullback lows that you can trade off of, or pullback highs, and make trades there. And the other thing is, even if you don't make a trade of some of that stuff that does good stuff on the open today, but you're just monitoring it, you could be getting good information for a second day play. So there's always something going on. Some news breaks during the day, or a big buyer or seller comes in. You want to give yourself as many good setups as possible every day, and especially when we're still a couple of weeks away from earnings season picking up. As always, be patient and good luck.
Hope you enjoyed that video. You can actually watch that video if you're subscribed to our Trader 90 before the market even opens. What stocks are in play? What levels in those stocks are important? And how we might go about attacking that stock. That's Steve Spencer, 20-year veteran trader, laying it out there every morning before the market even opens. A really, really powerful tool to start your session off on the right foot. So right now we're offering a trial that you can take advantage of to access this meeting and other meetings throughout the day. We have a meeting at 11 a.m. Eastern where you can sit down with Mike Bellafiore and listen to him talk about what's going on during the morning session, what stocks were in play, what the best trade opportunities were, as well as maybe some things that we're looking at heading into the afternoon session. So I really encourage you to take advantage of that trial.